Near a small town in the center of Georgia, Rob Wiggins is rebuilding his family's longtime home. But before starting this, he had to rebuild his health. A serious illness nearly cost him his life. 330 miles away in Pensacola, Florida, Kat Thomas has her own rebuilding project going on at the home she shares with her younger son, Matthew. Ironically, the person at the center of this story about rebuilding lives is not here. Kat's older son, Christopher.
Fun, outgoing, smiling. He loved music, sports. He was kind and loved family. He loved family.
In the early years, Chris was just a normal, very active boy, so healthy, or so it seemed.
And then the seizures started when he was about 15 years old. And yeah, he suffered with terrible seizures for the rest of his life.
As Chris grew older and his epilepsy worsened, he avoided being in photos, so his family has just a few of him later in his life. His mom took these last photos when Chris was hospitalized after his final seizure. His brother and best friend never left his side. Chris Thomas became a donor on February 5th, 2022. Soon after Chris became a donor, Kat wrote letters to the people Chris saved.
To say the very least, my son was fun-loving and always willing to be of help. Be it a laugh, smile, or a kidney. It was the same to him. If you needed it, it was yours.
Kat was delighted when she heard back from one of her son's recipients.
Although I think of Chris daily as on the 6th day of each month, I'm particularly aware of his presence in my life. I'm humbled by your kind words. They were obviously a wonderful mom, and I know you miss Chris. I definitely hope we can stay in touch, and I hope we can meet someday. Best wishes and warmest regards, Rob.
As you have probably figured out by now, Rob Wiggins is one of Chris's recipients. On this day, for the first time, Kat pays a visit to Rob and his wife Donna at their home in Georgia. Chris's brother Matthew, working out of state, joins by Zoom.
It means more than anything. It means life to me, and thank you.
Yes, another person has had a life that may have not have continued to have one. And I think that for Chris, that was him. That was him.
If you watch members of these two families who would never have known one another except for Chris, it becomes very clear that they do not see themselves as two families. They see themselves as one.
I think it's the love of people that he had made him want to be an organ donor. Because if he couldn't live it, perhaps you could. And that would be Chris.